Hello YouTube, this is Mega Edit Productions, and I'm pretty sure you saw my bouncing spheres and cube tests in Cinema 4D. If you haven't, I'll play it for you now. As you can see, they are falling out of the sky pretty much and bouncing off the floor. And this is a tutorial on how you can do that if you do not know already. So let's start off with, well, let's just put some text in there real fast. Mega Edit. Let's do that. Then go here and do Extrude NURBS. You're gonna wanna then click and hold the text, and then drag it up into the Extrude NURBS until the arrow is pointing down. And then you can let go of it from there. Okay, now you're going to want to click on the Extrude NURBS, change the movement to, I don't know, 80. You can skip this part, I'm just doing text right now. So, I'll give you some time. Okay, so here we go, and you're going to want to click on caps right here, and see where it says start and end. You're going to want to change start to fillet cap, and end to fillet cap as well. So, it looks like that. Has more rounded edges, I guess. And now you're going to want to minimize that. Click on Extrude NURBS so it highlights it, and then hit Control C, and then press Control V to copy and paste. And then you're going to want to keep the start and end the same, but change the radius on it to 10 on both of them. And then go into Object and change 80 to 40. And you're going to want to go over here and then just click and drag the text so this is about in the middle, obviously. Okay, and then you can just add some textures to it. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna do this real quick. I don't know, let's just put in a light blue, and I'm going to add reflection to it. Alright, that looks good. Wrong button. And I'm going to click this onto the main text that you can see. And then I'm going to do the same thing with another color. Easy as that. Alright. So just click and drag that onto the secondary. Now, when you render that out, it'll look something like this. And now, you know, it's looking good. And so let's just add a floor. Drag the floor down a bit. Right there is just fine. Okay, now let's add a light. Let's click and drag. Let's actually move this one back over here, I guess. Now let's click on lens. I'm going to glow and hit high 8. You can choose any of the glows that you want. I'm choosing high 8 for now. And now what you're going to want to do is, well, you don't really have to go to shadow, but I'm going to put a shadow on it real fast so when you render it out, it has a nice little shadow, but that's not going to be the main shadow-like thingy. Let's just add in another light. Let's pull it back a bit and actually move it over here off to the side. And on this one, whoops, going to go to shadow soft. Sorry about this stupid stuff that keeps on popping up. My parents are like using the phone or something. Balls! Look at that. That is annoying. Wrong button. Jesus! Okay. Oh my god. Wrong freaking button. Okay, when you render that out, as you can see, it's looking pretty good. So, let's just go out to that, and now what we're going to want to do is click here, and you can add any shape you want. I'm going to be doing a cube, and then change the size down to 50 on all of them, since it's a cube. Gonna want it to be even. Now what we're gonna do is go to MoGraph, Cloner Object, click and drag the cube into cloner object. Now you're thinking, oh, okay, this is cool, so this is how you got more than one cube to fall, right? Wrong. No. Click on cloner object, and see where it says here, count. You're going to want to click on, highlight that, and hit 1, and press enter. So, I know you're thinking, dude, it's one cube. How are we going to make 100 of them fall? Easy. Click here and go to emitter. After you have the emitter out, minimize the cloner object and drag that into the emitter. Let's scroll down on it. Now click on emitter, and right here you should see something that says show objects. Make sure that is checked, so that when you look at it, hit play, cubes come out. Let's just change under the frames to 600. Okay. Now what we're going to do is click and drag it up. So obviously we're going to want to zoom out. Now let's go back to rotation tool, flip it around. And you can just play around with this, like the angles on it and everything. That's what I did. You can just play around with everything. It doesn't matter. You can Control C, Control V it, so there are two coming from each side. It's pretty cool. And so what we're going to want to do is right click on cloner object, go to MoGraph tags, rigid body I believe it is, and do the same thing for floor. So when I hit play, they should come down and bounce off the floor. Now obviously Control C and Control V at this point in time can be pretty helpful. So you can just have the same thing coming from both sides. Let's flip it around and point it down. And so obviously when you play it, you'll have cubes falling from both sides. I think it's a neat little thing to do. And you can go here and just mess with the colors of the cubes. Doesn't really matter. And click and drag it on here. And then you can do the same thing on the other cubes. So when you render it out, it's gonna look like this. All the cubes falling and stuff. And yeah, you can add another light if you feel like it. Doesn't really matter. Just you can add whatever you want. That's what Cinema 4D is for, in my opinion. Being creative and just having fun. You can make some really awesome stuff in this. You just gotta learn how. Just gotta learn how. Okay, and so obviously they're falling pretty slowly, so you're going to want to go to just highlight both the emitters, I guess, and then you can go to, wait, is the emitter? Yeah. Go to one of the emitters, you can't highlight them both, and see under speed it says 150, you can crank that up to like, I don't know, like 200 or something like that, because like the higher you have it, the faster they'll come down. As you can see, in the video that I posted, I had it on 700. So let's see what that looks like. As you can see, they're coming down pretty fast in one main direction. So let's just keep this at, I don't know, like 300 and see what happens when we do that. That looks pretty good. And so, it's really simple. That's all you have to do. Hope you learned something from this. And, yeah. Mega Productions out. See you guys.